Hi. Summer. That time of year when school's just let out and people are gearing up for vacation. The perfect weather for swimming, going to the beach, or even just sitting on the porch for a little bit. Most people will take those reasons, run with them, and claim summer is the best season of them all, but I personally really hate it. Summer is the worst season out of all 4 seasons, and you cannot convince me otherwise. I have plenty of reasons for hating summer, none of which will make sense to a normal person. But if you add just a sprinkle of neurodiversity into it, all my reasoning will make sense in due time. But I don't think you want to sit here for 3+ hours of me explaining the horrors of summer, so I Frankenstein my notes together into 3 main points for your convenience. With that being said, and a little costume change, class is now in session. Fun fact, I used to do marching band. Here's my trumpet and my 2 state medals as proof. My band used to have band camp the week after everyone got back from 4th of July vacation, which I've gone on to associate with the height of summer. Every weekday for 2 weeks, we'd show up to my high school and stay there from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. From 1 to 4, we'd be inside going over our music, and from 5 to 9, we'd be out marching in the parking lot because the football coach didn't like us. His reasoning being that our marching would mess up the football field. Which is kinda dumb because you'd think that your cleats would mess it up more than anything, but hey, what do I know, right? Just a dumb little trumpet player. If you have common sense, you can already see where the problems begin. Walking on asphalt in the summer already sucks, but doing that for 4+ hours with barely any breaks hurts you in a very special way psychologically. Add the sensation of being covered in sweat while doing all that, and it will make you want to implode. Maybe I'm a little biased due to my slight disdain for marching band now, but any physical activity in the summer sucks. Running, gardening, riding a bike, hiking, even swimming in the summer are all just made worse purely by sweating. You just start sticking to everything, like one of those wall climbing toys, and I don't know about you, but I'd rather not stick to every single thing I touch. Like the other day, I tried working on a video in my car, and it was insanely hot. Not even 5 minutes after picking up my stylus, and it was already so uncooperative due to the amount of sweat that was covering my hand. So not only does it leave me feeling disgusting and wet, it also prevents me from getting work done. Awesome! I am actually quite fond of bugs, mainly from a distance. They're very cool to observe, but once they start crawling on me, well, call me Helldivers too, cause I am slaying all the bugs in my vicinity. And the summer makes my bug problems 10 times worse. As the heat rises, bugs' physical activity increases, which means they need more food. That food makes them bigger, and in turn, in the most YouTube-friendly way possible, they need to reproduce more. This is what leads to an increased number of bugs in your neighborhood during the summertime. And that leads to an increased chance of bugs getting into your house. I cannot tell you the number of times I found mosquito hawks or ants just barging into my house. Just the thought of knowing that they might be in my room somewhere makes me want to claw my skin off. Hi, Editing Red here. I am currently in the final stages of editing this video that you're watching right now. Wow, crazy. And I thought I'd give you a bug update, a bug tally, if you will. Summer has literally just started where I live, so like I have already killed, I believe, 4 carpenter ants, and I have killed 2 tiny moths and 1 giant moth, which somehow found its way in my room and made editing this video 10 times harder because I could not find it. Because at first, I thought it was a cockroach, because that's what it looked like. And like it flew into my TV screen and blah. But yeah, no, it was just a giant moth. Yeah. Anyways, back to your regularly scheduled content. I'm gonna go back and keep editing now. Speaking of an increase, this year 2 new broods of cicadas are hatching at the same time. The 13-year and 17-year broods of cicadas are going to be appearing at the same time this year, something that hasn't happened in the last 221 years. that's cool and all for people who study that kind of thing, but I would like my eardrums to keep what little bit of hearing that they have left, and cicadas make that really hard for me. If you never heard of what a cicada sounds like before, allow me to introduce you to it. Now take that, double it, and that will be the song of the summer of 2024. Well, mostly for people in the Midwest. God bless the amount of migraines you are gonna have. If you take anything away from this video, let it be that the sun is the main source of all the problems here. The heat, the sweat, the bugs, and so much more. All the sun's fault. Well, I say that, but humans are partially to blame too, and by partially I mean mostly to blame. Burning fossil fuels, cutting down forests, farming livestock, all of these things are humans' fault that have led to the earth getting just a little bit hotter. Aside from what humans have done to ruin our planet, the sun doesn't help by bringing its own bad things along with it. More specifically, sunburns and sun poisoning, things along that line. This is mainly caused by our good friend ultraviolet radiation. The ozone layer doesn't really absorb UV light, so that allows your skin to just take it all in. Depending on the wavelength of UV light, it can fall into 3 different classifications. There's UVA, which is the longest wavelength of ultraviolet light. It can go deep into the layers of the skin, causing things like wrinkles, aging, and in some rare cases, skin cancer. There's the middle wavelength of ultraviolet light, UVB, which is the main source of sunburns and like things that happen on top of the skin. And finally, there is UVC, the shortest wavelength of ultraviolet light. It's mostly blocked out by the ozone layer, so you don't really need to worry about that. I think. And if you thought you were safe at night, think again, because the sun not only makes the days hot, but the nights too. The warmer air holds onto moisture, and the clouds end up trapping it in at night. This makes the nighttime more humid, thus making it harder for sweat to evaporate. And we already know how I feel about sweating. The increased heat can also irritate some general health issues like anxiety, cramps, heat stroke, dehydration, migraines, dizziness, and a bunch of other stuff that I am not qualified to say because I am not a doctor. I am literally reading most of this off of Google, so take every bit of medical stuff I say with a grain of salt and go to a professional. I'm saying this because I know people on the internet will take a stranger's word and run with it without any other prior research. So to put it simply, don't be an idiot! And if you do decide to go outside, please dress appropriately, wear sunscreen, drink as much water as possible, and above all else, take care of yourself. Thank you for watching this video, and due to recent events I had to re-record this ending bit because we passed not only 100 subscribers, but 4 times that, and now we're at 500, actually over 500 as of recording this. I'm genuinely so flabbergasted, I don't really know what to say. The amount of support from the previous video is actually insane. I never expected this many people to care about what I'm saying or what I'm doing, so forgive me if I start to ramble here. Thank you so much. It is insane that many of you liked that kind of content and have decided to stick around. And I've seen some of you looking at my older work, and it's a little embarrassing, but I'm very grateful that some of you are that interested in my stuff that you were watching older things that I've created. It's a nice feeling. But on the topic of my older content, this is probably gonna be one of the last videos I do that is this short, if that makes any sense. I've decided that since the influx of people have came in, I'm gonna try and put out longer pieces of work. I already have 2 scripts in the process right now that are definitely gonna be over 10 minutes due to the amount of information that I want to put in them, and due to the videos being longer in the future, that is going to mean that they're going to take more time. So expect my uploading to be worse than it already was. As in terms of what's coming next, I don't really know. As I said, I do have 2 scripts in the works and like 40 more that need to be written. here are little previews of those 2 other scripts. Oh, look, they're gone now. Oh no. It's gonna take me a little while longer to make those longer videos, but it'll be worth it. I'll make sure. And that is all I have to say for now. Have a beautiful rest of your day wherever you are. Stay safe, and bye-bye for now.